Well, hey there, it's Brent Adams with Rural Strong Media and the Tractors and Troubadours radio show and podcast here for another Rural Strong Live. And this is only a 30-minute show today here, but if I were to give a proper introduction to today's guest, it'd take all day. So I'm just going to cut to the chase here. Today with us is Grammy Award-winning country music singer, songwriter, and friend of the show, John Berry. He's been a force in the country music industry for more than 30 years and continues to delight audiences with his soulful sounds. He's about to hit the road for some dates in Texas that we're going to tell you a bit about later on here. But first of all, John, welcome back to Rural Strong Live.
Good to be with you.
How you been?
Doing good. Life's good.
You've you had a few dates on the road here, December and in February. We'll talk about here, but I understand you're just hanging out at home watching one of the grandkids, huh?
Yeah, we've got our grandson. He's just about a year old. He lives about 4 miles from us, and my son he also plays drum. He plays drums with us, but he also plays with some other people. And he's a stay-at-home dad when he's home, and his wife works, and he takes care of his little boy. But he had to go out and do a couple of shows with another artist this week. So we're watching after little Isaac for until his mom gets home. So he's starting to walk, and we've got to put everything 4 foot and higher to get it out of reach.
Gotta keep those guitars up, huh?
Oh, well, yeah, we don't bring them upstairs.
Well, I tell you what, it was a delight to spend some time with you back in December as you brought your annual Christmas tour to our stomping grounds here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And what an experience that was. What was your takeaway from that tour?
It was a great tour. We had a great run of shows. I think we had 20 cities, and it was awesome. We've been to Jeffersonville, I think 15 or 16 years. And we play at Jeff's Bingo Hall, which I know everybody's saying, what? It's the coolest thing ever, man.
It really is.
The ladies who run that place, Anna, and we refer to them Anna and the Indiana girls, they're awesome, man. They take good care of us. And like I said, we've been playing there for a long time, and we'll play there as long as they want to have us.
They show up and have a big fried chicken spread, and everybody just packs that place, don't they?
Yeah, it's a good time.
I love it. What have you been up to since then? I understand you played some dates in February around Valentine's Day. What else been going on?
Just been doing a lot of solo acoustic shows, and I was supposed to come to Texas at 1st of April and do a solo run, and I said, I've done the solo thing out there 4 or 5 times. I think I'll take the band this time. So we're just loading. We're playing the same rooms that I've done a lot of times solo, but this time actually we're playing 2 places I've never played before, and one that I have. But I thought it'd be fun to bring the band and let some of these audiences hear me with the band and not just me and a guitar. So.
Right. So when you get ready to do those band shows, what does the preparation look like? Is there any, or do you guys just hit the road and go?
We just go. Now, when it was a Christmas tour is a different thing. When we get ready to go out for Christmas tour, we have a week of rehearsal.
Right.
Because typically it's of course there are a lot of songs we do the same every year. A lot of the Christmas songs we do every year, but then there's some we do every 2nd or 3rd year. And we've been doing the Christmas tour for 26 years. This will be coming up. This year will be our 27th season. But for a show like this, we're doing our hits along with some songs off my most recent album, Find My Joy. It's pretty straight ahead, and we know we've been doing it a long time, and so.
All right. So what can folks expect when they come to one of these shows?
Well, we've got a great band. There's 4 of us on stage, normally 5, but my wife Robin is not making this trip. She's going to be in Texas with our daughter, who's having some surgery, and so my wife's going to go hang with her for that week. And but we got piano, bass, drums, and guitar, and myself, and we'll play all the songs that anyone's ever heard me play on the radio. Your Love Amazes Me, She's Taking a Shine, Standing on the Edge of Goodbye, Kiss Me in the Car, You and Only You, and then also songs that we've had that were album cuts that were the favorites of so many. And then we've got a new album called Find My Joy, and we'll do some songs off that record.
Well, you've been doing this for a while now, and you've built quite a following and really more like family. When you come to these shows, there's a pretty deep connection here among your followers, isn't there?
Yeah, we do. We've got, we've been fortunate to have a lot of folks who've come to see us year after year and show after show. And I've not made it to Texas near enough and over the years. And but we like coming out there to play, and so we're gonna. Actually, our booking agent is based out of Texas now, so I've been. Come on, man, give me some shows. I want to come play for the Texas folks. So.
Well, they still love that real country music there in Texas. And I know we've got quite a few followers here in our adopted home state of Texas, which has really become a second home base for Rural Strong Media. And, these big shows that you got here, we've got 3 of them. And I want to go through each one of them because when you kind of look at these venues, it's pretty mind blowing in and of itself who is played at those venues over the years, who's who in country music. And the first of these shows is going to take place Wednesday, April 5th at the Cactus Theater in Lubbock. And if you think of Lubbock's place in country music history with the likes of Buddy Holly and so many iconic artists who passed through there over the years, pretty special place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love places like that. And I've not had the privilege of playing there before. And I hope folks will come out and be with us and support venues like that bring live music in. It's tough business to be in, and you never know how it's going to work out. And I love getting to play places like that are unique to each town, and playing the Cactus Theater is going to be. It doesn't get much more unique than that with the history that they've had, with so many people have played there, and so I'm looking forward to being added to that list on the roster, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout and get to make it an annual thing to come back and play every year. So. That'd be a lot of fun to do.
Well, the next night you head over to Arlington, Texas, to the Arlington Music Theater. And the cool thing about that place, like the Cactus Theater, both of those places started their life as movie theaters that then were later converted. And another place steeped in music history. And a cool side note, especially for my Western swing fans and some of the Kentucky Derby fans here watching in my area, the Arlington opened in 1950 as a movie theater, and the first film they ever played there was The Story of Seabiscuit, starring Shirley Temple. And the movie was followed that night by a performance by the Flying X Ranch Hands, whose members were also part of an iteration of the Light Crust Doughboys. So if you're into Western swing and go back that far, I know Mike Marquardt and Steve Marquardt, those guys watching that have appreciation for that history. And it's pretty cool. And then you look down at the roster over the years, everybody from Willie Nelson and Kitty Wells on down to Blake Shelton have played there. So another cool place to play.
Yeah, I once again, it's another room I've not played at before. Looking forward to being there and being part of the history of continuing bringing live music. And of course, I've heard of Arlington Music Hall for years. We were supposed to play there a couple of years ago, but I don't know if it was when I think I ended up having cancer and I had to cancel all my dates and had throat cancer. So fortunately, God was good and blessed me, and I'm past that and moving on. And so looking forward to coming down there to play. So that'll be a great time.
And then the 3-day run concludes on Friday, April the 7th, with a trip to Do-Si-Do, the Big Barn in Woodlands, Texas, in the Houston area. And now here's another venue that's been bringing in a lot of star power since it opened in 2006. And the cool thing about this place, in addition to having hosted folks like Mel Tillis and Leon Russell, is the structure itself. It was built in the 1840s as a tobacco barn in Kentucky. And after it lived its useful life as a tobacco barn in Kentucky, it was carefully moved to Texas, where it found new life as one of Texas's top-rated music venues.
It's a cool place. Now, I've been there several times, and it's a great venue, and great staff, great people work there, great audience. I think I've been there 3 times in the past, if I'm not mistaken, and I always look forward to it. When I see that on the roster, let's go.
It's a great crowd there, man. They soak up traditional country music. They love the history and they love the tradition and they love to dance too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that because I'm not much of a dance. I'm not much of a dance act, but it's a great room, boys. A great room to play, and we've always had great turnouts there, great audiences there. And if any of you folks in the Woodlands, Houston area have not been to Do-Si-Do, Big Barn, shoot, come see me, come see somebody. You got to get there. It's awesome.
Absolutely. And we should mention if you're in the vicinity of any of those shows, or if you're up for a road trip, johnberry.com is the place to go to find tickets for all those and to keep up with tour dates and all things John Berry. And along those lines, how's the rest of 2023 shaping up for you?
We've got it's not real busy. It's we've got enough going on to keep us on our toes. This year's Christmas tour, of course, being our 27th year, we've got a lot of focus on these next couple of years, getting this tour together. And where we usually do between 20 25 cities every year, and so that's our a big focus for us is making sure that is locked up and on schedule. And I've got a number of solo acoustic dates. I've been getting booked for a lot of solo acoustic things, and I enjoy that a lot. I sure love playing with my band, of course. Great bunch of guys, and they really make it come to life. But for some reason, the acoustic solo dates have been coming in like crazy. And like I say, this room was supposed to be solo acoustic, but I was like, come on, man, let's take the band anyway. And but I hope folks will go to johnberry.com, check out my tour schedule. If I'm anywhere near you, come see me. And if I'm not anywhere near you, call us and we'll come play your house. So
There you go. And I want to highlight one of these up here on the schedule, Sunday, June 11th, which is the wrap up of CMA Sunday, the CMA Fest in Nashville, CMA Sunday Morning Country, which is going to be hosted again this year by Brenda Lee, and also going to feature Darren and Brooke Aldridge, our friend Alex Miller, John McEwen, Kelly Lang, a friend of the show, Adam Warner, and many more. And I know tickets for that are available at Opry.com. Another special day to kind of showcase things right there in Nashville.
Yeah, that's a cool event. And I got to do it. I guess it was last year I did it, and it's pretty cool. Always playing the Opry is a cool thing. The Opry stage is cool. I think it's where they're having it again this year.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
So you've had a chance to tour around a bit over the last year. How are things feeling these days, post COVID per se, as opposed to how things were before the pandemic?
It's getting better. There's still people still hesitant to go out for some reason, but I understand. It's all good. When people's health is a concern, you just got to respect that and just roll with it. And but it's getting back where people are enjoying getting out and enjoying live music again. And so I hope that'll continue. So.
Well, you mentioned some new music, a new album coming out. What's the latest with that, and any other recording plans or anything in the works there?
Well, Find My Joy came out last year, and that's my most recent record. And it's a collection of it's a gospel record, and it's 6 old classic gospel hymns. Anybody grew up going to church, you're going to know all 6 of those songs. But they were recorded with a small band and a 45-piece string orchestra. And it's just ding dang gorgeous.
All right.
Steve Dorff produced it, and it's just beautiful. One of the songs was recorded with the Utah Symphony, and it's over the top beautiful. And then there's 4 new songs of faith that are included, and one of them being something bigger than me. That's with the symphony, and the title track, "Find My Joy." And the album came about because I started the album a couple of times over the years, but it just never came together like I pictured it. It just had a different feel than what I was expecting from different producers. I always wanted it to, if you or your listeners have heard any of my Christmas music, I always wanted it to be sort of an extension of that. Mm-hmm. Taking beautiful songs and do everything we can to make them even more beautiful if we could. And that's what Steve did with this song, these beautiful classic hymns, and with these string section made them even more so beautiful. And it came out really great. And it was, after going through having throat cancer and going through that, I got to record this album with a very grateful heart that I could still sing. And I feel very blessed to be able to do that.
So at this stage in your career, are there any other projects that you have in mind that you really want to work on, or anything on the drawing board?
I've done it all. I can't think of anything left to do. I'm sure I'll think of something.
Except for to go out and entertain and bring joy to folks, which is something that
a good thing for the folks
that you do well, and that's encouraging to see here. Anybody you're listening to these days? Anybody that you're paying attention to or excited about?
Well, I don't really get introduced to too much new country music. Between just trying to stay busy on my own thing and what I'm doing and taking care of grandkids, I don't get a lot of chance to listen. But my son Sean, I'm sorry, well, I will say something about Sean. But my son Kalen James, who plays drums for us, he also plays for Allie Colleen.
Yes.
And she rocks the house.
Yes.
And she's really terrific. And my son Sean lives in just outside of Gilmer, Texas, which is Gladewater, Longview, Tyler area,
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a band called Joint Custody.
Okay.
If you want to rock, go see Joint Custody.
Excellent. Well, make sure you go check those out. And yeah, definitely give a plug for Allie Colleen, of course, Allie being the daughter of Garth Brooks. Yeah. And out there forging a path for herself and just doing amazing work here. Boy, every time I pop up social media, I seem to see her popping up on there and doing something else. So really cool that they're able to get out and do that. One thing I wanted to mention here, you and your wife Robin had put together a really nice podcast series over the past couple of years. Anything more on that front these days?
We're hoping to start it back up a little later this year. Faith, Family, and Friends, and it's a lot of fun, and we enjoyed doing that. Hopefully, we'll be able to put that together again and get it back started up later this year. I think we're going to take the past episodes, and it was a subscription based, and where I think we're going to get it put up where it's a free platform and take the ones that were already up and have them available. And most importantly, out of that list of guests that were on the show is where everyone can hear the last interview ever given by Charlie Daniels, which was a remarkable hour and a half.
And I was saying we've lost John here, but he's
sorry about that.
He's back. What if you think back to that interview? What about that? Because man, it still stings, the loss of Charlie Daniels here and the impact he had on not only country music but philanthropy and everything that he did. What stood out about that interview to you?
In the first 19 minutes, he talks about being in heaven 3 times. And 4 days later, he passed away.
Wow.
So, but I'd known Charlie for a long time, and I don't want to be misspeak and say that we were good friends. Charlie was very kind to everybody. I did have a different perspective that he and I were. David Corlew was his manager and lifelong friend, and David also represented me. So I had a lot of interaction with Charlie over the years and being managed by the same people. And he was always very kind to me, as he was to everybody. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
But Charlie he was just very kind to me, and as he was to everybody. But we just we had a great interview. It was a great time we got to spend together, and it was heartbreaking to hear the news that a few days later he passed away.
All right. Who were some of the other uplifting interviews you did during that series?
Man, we Scott Hamilton, Olympic ice skater Scott Hamilton. Man, you caught me off guard on that.
Sorry about that.
I think of all the Dwayne's last name is right on my head. Dwayne from the Allman Brothers.
From the Oak Ridge Boys?
From the Oak Ridge Boys, Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne Allen?
Yeah, Dwayne Allen. Dwayne Allen from the Oak Ridge Boys and his wife. Jimmy Fortune and his wife, Nina. It was a lot of times we got to get artists and their spouses on the show, which was fun. And find out a lot about people when you do that.
Well, keep tabs on John's social media here when that is available for everybody to see. In advance of that, is there any way that folks can go and listen to those now?
I don't think they're available, but that's what we're trying to get them where
Gotcha.
they're more public. And it's just where you can go and wherever podcast stream you go find Faith, Family, and Friends and click on it. So we're trying to get that up and running as soon as we can. So.
Well, I put you enough on the spot for that one. So just be paying attention to John's social media on that one. And if you do get a chance to check him out, do go do that. And again, I want to flash these tour dates up here again one more time here. We're talking about Wednesday, April 5th at the Cactus Theater, Lubbock, Texas. the next night, Thursday, April 6th at Arlington Music Hall in Arlington, Texas. And then Friday, April 7th at Do-Si-Do, the Big Barn in the Woodlands, Texas. And make sure you go check out johnberry.com and all his socials to keep up with the latest. And John, I want to thank you so much for taking the time here to join us, and invite you to come back anytime to share the latest.
You bet, pal. Appreciate it very much. Looking forward to seeing everybody out in Texas. Y'all come see me.
Yeah, make sure you go check him out. You're not going to be sorry. It's always a great show when John's there with the full band. And I want to thank everybody who has showed up to join us today to check things out, and invite you to check out our Tractors and Troubadours podcast, where each week we bring you the best in agriculture newsmakers, hot button industry issues, educational features, and the best in traditional country music. Tractors and Troubadours can be found at ruralstrongmedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We'd also love for you to check out Rural Strong Radio, which is our 24/7 streaming radio station, found at ruralstrongmedia.com or the Live 365 streaming radio app. It plays the best in traditional country music, Western swing, little bluegrass, some inspirational music. And yes, we got your John Barry on there, so make sure you go check that out. Well, you see him quite a bit on there. So ruralstrongmedia.com, or again, the Live 365 streaming radio app. You can get it there. And on Sundays at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, we feature two great programs coming out of Texas. First of all, from Vidor to the World, it's Robbie Lynn with Sunday's Kind of Country. Robbie plays 3 hours of great inspirational music, including some John Barry on there. And it's a great way to fill your soul and get your week started. And it leads you into 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central, for Billy Bowles Swinging Country, emanating out of KSSL in the Lubbock, Texas area. He's got 2 hours of great traditional country music and Western swing. So come at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central for Sunday's Kind of Country with Robbie Lynn, and stick around for Billy Bowles Swinging Country. A great way to spend your Sunday. And in the meantime, hey, this thing is going to be archived if you missed any of it immediately after the show. So come check it out. And in the meantime, follow us on social media. We're going to be doing a bunch of these throughout the spring and summer months here, both on the music side and ag focused. So we'd love for you to come and join us here every time we got the lights on. And in the meantime, follow us on socials and check us out, ruralstrongmedia.com. All right, so for John Barry, it's Brent Adams. Hope you have a great day. Come back again and bring along a friend.